my man. We are live.
Well,
So how's it been going, Chris?
I'm just dodging the coronavirus. That's all.
I hear you. So in the news, Rome is falling and it's burning to the ground. So the distribution service for comics is completely blown away. There's not going to be a distribution service at all anymore. So how's it been going, Chris?
I'm just dodging the coronavirus.
Here we
That's
go.
all.
Oh, man. So in the news, God damn it. I've got all this other shit open.
I think that it's like it's playing back.
I got it taken care of. But
Okay.
yeah, so it's, as far as anybody knows, this is the end of mainstream comics. You see what I'm saying? And the House of Ideas has fallen, or will fall. And their answer to saving the industry is to go ahead and use digital comics. Now, this is what I want you to understand. You're not a comic book guy, so I'm going to explain something to you.
Okay.
The industry was already on its knees, and it was already, to save itself, it was trying to fleece. It wasn't even trying to save itself. It was just trying to keep the gears running and keep their employees paid, I guess. So the way they tried to do that was fleecing the brick and mortar stores, like the local comic shops, like the ones we went to. You know what I'm saying? Like, So the way they did this was they tried to sell them abundance of issues, overshipped issues, all kinds of stuff like that. Offered them like one variant cover with, if they order 100 of certain issues or whatever. And so there wasn't a lot of profit to be made in brick and mortar stores through comics. So they had to vary their stock with like toys and stuff like that, like pops, these little, figures. Anyway, so there was maybe 2,000 brick and mortar stores open at the time that were struggling, like they were barely making it. And these are people who had stores open for years, decades, Well, the coronavirus hits, right? They have to shut down. Nobody can go to their stores anymore, Then the worst possible thing could happen, right? Like the distribution service, Diamond, shuts down completely. At first it was supposed to be temporary, and now from what I'm getting, it's going to be permanent. So now the stores aren't going to be able to supply. They're not going to be supplied with their pop figures, toys, or their comics, at least for maybe 3 to 4 months. Because from what I understand, I don't want to talk about the virus. Because that seems to be a bad subject at the moment, and plus YouTube's kind of shitty about it. So anyway, the way it's looking is that those 2,000 stores that were open, that were struggling to get by, they're not going to be open anymore. Like, it's over with. They're done. And the ones that do survive, it's not going to be enough stores to go ahead and make it viable for the industry to keep going, at least the mainstream. So now the market has to change. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's from what everybody's saying, like all the speculators are saying that the distribution service is gone. There's not going to be any more of that. As far as like having one store where they drop off product and then that store distributes the product amongst its folder customers and stuff like that. And it looks like the Comicsgate distribution method is what's viable, at least at the moment, because we do direct to consumer. You see where I'm going with that? So it comes straight to your door. Your mailbox is your comic shop, And lucky enough for us, Rockabilly Road Trip is part of the Comicsgate community, and we are doing direct to consumer. I don't know what that is. Anyway, so yeah, Chris, that's where we're at.
Well, looking at the business side of it, to me, it's it's obviously a business decision why they shut down. And at the end of the day,
You got to pick your phone up a little bit. You got to get closer to your phone.
Oh, you're not getting my audio good?
It's coming in a little shitty. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, just get closer. You should be fine. Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, a lot better. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's an economics thing, but it's also an entertainment thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess you could say it's kind of like the strong will survive, and it might almost be like a reset. You know what I'm saying? That you'll have new characters come out, and as far as
you see, that's the problem too, is that a lot of these people, you say, let me explain to you something, like the way the comic book business works. Like comic book creators that work for a corporation, they don't get paid like extra for, creating an offshoot of Superman. You see what I'm saying? Like they don't get, royalties off of that, because it's a pre-existing character. And all you're doing is you're making Superman again. You're just calling him something else, like Superboy, Super Kid, Super whatever. Yeah. So what they started doing was they started creating their own characters, and introducing all these new characters to try and hopefully one of them will take off, and they can go ahead and they can collect royalties off of that, So they already started pissing off the consumer with that, because they created these characters in their own image. They never tried to create them as far as like a character to fit into the continuity of the series they were writing or drawing, So what they did for years is they decided they were sick and tired of bowing to the whims of the old school comic collectors, the ones that were actually paying their salary. So they decided they were going to piss them off. They were going to take their characters and they were going to bastardize them and turn them into something that they were never meant to be. They weren't even going to like write as far as stay within the history of the character. Like, because you got to realize, like, a lot of these characters were created in the 1960s and 1970s. So you look at some of these characters are older than us.
Yeah.
With more of a history, a rich history, but the creators, well, I'm being generous when I call them creators. The guys who destroyed this industry went ahead and decided that they were going to throw the rule book out of the window, like the comic book Bible out of the window. And they were just going to do whatever they wanted, and it pissed off a lot of the old school fans. Now, a lot of enough of the old school fans stuck around because they're collectors. They don't want to stop collecting Iron Man because they've been collecting Iron Man for 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of a habit at that point. And it still pisses them off, but there's nothing they can do about it because they're not writing issues. All they can do is write and complain. Well, now it's like I compare it to smoking. Like if you went 3 days without a cigarette, when you get that cigarette, you're going to be like, oh my God, thank God I got this cigarette. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you go 3 months without a cigarette, see what I'm saying? You're going to be like,
yeah,
now's a good time to quit.
You got a valid point.
And I think that's what's happening now. And with everything shutting down, they're trying to save the industry by keeping trying to save the distribution service instead of going direct to consumer. So what they're trying to do now, keep in mind, we just covered that a lot of these shops are probably going to close. You're probably looking at under 1,000 shops are going to survive the coronavirus, or the SJW virus that corrupted this industry that we so love. And so what's happening is they're trying to rebuild the distribution service that they had in the beginning. But they're trying to do it through digital. So let me explain to you what digital is. Some people, a very, very, very few people out there collect digital comics instead of collecting the actual issues. because they're into it for more than just the collector's value. They want the story, you know. So what they do is they collect these digital comics and they it's disposable. They don't give a shit. Well, DC and Marvel are planning on releasing everything digital for the next 3 months, and you would pay full price for the digital comic, you know, as if you was buying an actual book. And the way it'll work is you'll get a voucher and you'll redeem that voucher for the actual book. You know, but that's kind of a problem too, because what if you get this voucher and the voucher's good for your local comic book shop, but your local comic book shop can't weather the storm and it closes within those 3 months? What happens to your money? You know, do you not get that issue? You see, all these things are up in the air, and it's all like everything they're pushing forward is full of holes, dude. Like it's completely like it's Swiss cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I think after the economy settles down, I think people are going to go out and spend money. You know,
well, they are. Honestly, I believe they are. But the problem is that you know how a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these comic companies and brick and mortar stores will live in paycheck to paycheck as well, right? And a lot of them were betting on Netflix and stuff like that. You know, like they wouldn't. The comics were always a vehicle to get to, you know, other mediums like Netflix and other things like IDW, for example. IDW had a bunch of deals with Netflix, and Netflix recently. Now, do keep in mind, IDW. I think they had to borrow like $28 million last year to keep the company going. You know, and they insured their investors. They're like, look, I know we're borrowing a lot of money right now, but it's all going to pay off once we get these Netflix deals, right? Well, they got their Netflix deals, and now because of the virus, because this virus isn't just affecting the comic book companies, right? It's affecting all forms of media, you know, everything. It's affecting you, you know, it's affecting me. And because of that, Netflix canceled all of their contracts with IDW as far as their shows. They're already pre-established shows. View Wars is gone, you know. I think the only one that is still out there, and personally, I only think this is because Stephen King's son actually wrote this series, is Lock and Key. You know, that's the only one still on Netflix.
Well, you would think that with everybody staying home, that Netflix would be doing good, right?
You would.
I mean,
but the problem is how much Netflix can you watch? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And how many streaming services are already out there? You know? I don't think Netflix is getting hurt at all, honestly. I absolutely do not think they're getting hurt at all.
No way they're getting hurt.
No. But the rumor is that the only way IDW got these deals was because they were co-funding, you know, these projects with Netflix. And now that they don't have the money to co-fund these projects, you know, they're being pulled. You see where I'm going with that? Like,
yeah,
it's like me and you go in business, and I'm like, oh, Chris, I can't pull my end this month. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, well, I'm not going to pull your end. I guess we're going to have to shut this shit down, you know? So, yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah.
Well, I think everything will work out in the wash. You know, you can't say whether something's good or bad, because eventually it always works itself out. You know,
Yeah.
That's human law. It's been happening for years, and it usually always works itself out some form or another. Some businesses will get shut down. You know, it's kind of like the purge. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it is. It's a purge.
Businesses get purged out. They can't weather the storm.
Well,
are we watching
you're right,
the same video again?
This is the deal.
This is the same video that you just played.
I know. Yeah, because the Ultimate Agent hasn't seen this one yet, and he really wants to see it.
Her daddy is probably so proud of her right now. All this for a pair of concert tickets. God. Oh.
It sounds like
It'd
an
be more
interesting idea.
It'd be more
Actually.
entertaining if like they rolled off the stage or something.
So, what are your thoughts on the concept of a necromancer and one of the fallen angels that joined Satan's rebellion against God? Both are chosen by God to defend humanity against the ongoing demonic purge. Well, the demonic. I couldn't get the rest of that. It sounds interesting. It's a cool concept, actually. Yeah, that does sound interesting. Actually, something that could be developed. Yeah, you need to get some concept art on that. Chris, can you bend that way?
No, I cannot. I can barely bend down and tie my shoes.
Now, the silver lining in this storm of shit is that, yes, the mainstream comic book industry is suffering. Hell, a lot of indie comics are going to suffer that were part of Diamond's catalog, that were doing good in Diamond's catalog. The people who aren't suffering is Comicsgate. Ethan's book, Cyberfrog, is killing it. He's hitting 500 grand. Cecil's book is at $170,000. Very few people in Comicsgate are suffering with this. I mean, Rockabilly Road Trip got fully funded. Doc Salem 75% to its goal. We're not doing bad. Raging Golden Eagle is killing it. I think he's at 119,000 on his book. We're not hurting through this time of crisis. And
I'll tell you what I think is going to be fun is with Rockabilly Road Trip is when the new car is done and we're able to go to different shows and we launch the YouTube channel. That's what's going to be fun.
It's funny you should mention that, because we actually have a little bit more time on the new car, because all the shows this year have been canceled. All of the Comic-Cons have been completely canceled. And it's a rumor that some of the big Comic-Cons are going to be canceled too, like San Diego. I don't think New York Comic-Con is going to hit, dude, because everything I'm hearing about the thing. Yeah, the thing is that it's supposed to peak in May. You know what I'm saying? Like, it hasn't even peaked yet. It's supposed to peak in May. Like, that's why they got all these storehouses of fucking, face mask and all this kind of crap. So we
also know that everything that the government says is going to happen usually never does.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of take everything with a grain of salt, but it's, that's what I've heard. So as far as I know, I mean, I don't know if it's been confirmed yet that San Diego and New York is completely canceled, but I know all of my planned like cons are completely shut down. They're done. And honestly, if it goes on till May and it's going to peak in May, I don't know, dude. I mean, that's going to be a disaster for a lot of people, like I told you before, like my main source of income is Comic-Cons. Like, I go there, I pretty much open a gallery. People come and see my paintings, they buy them, and that's pretty much it. And with this happening, it's put a big dent into my income. But I think you're right too. Like, once this thing's over with, people they're gonna be so fucking cabin fevered out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just gonna be running out and fucking spending, getting out to do anything they can. They're not gonna want to stay inside. So 2021 is supposed to be this Comicsgate Con, and that's where we're gonna unveil the new car. So I think that's gonna be the big one.
Well, I'd like for us to unveil it sooner, on our YouTube channel and go do, some videos with it. I think that would be.
I think you're right. Actually, I think we're going to have to do that. But and we are going to do that. That's definitely something we're going to do. But as far as like physically, you know, unveiling it, like the first show we're probably going to do is going to be Comicsgate. You know what I'm saying? Like to go ahead and show the car off, show people that it's, you know, that they can sit in it as long as they don't get cut, because probably get tetanus. But hold on,
Well,
let me pull this up real quick. Shoot, what happened to the I lost the stream.
kids are going to be surfing the internet one day and like, Mom, is that you?
Was that you, Mama?
No, I recognize the mole.
I recognize the tramp stamp.
The video, it looks like a butterfly, but now it kind of looks like
now it's on your knees.
now it looks
oh shoot, I don't know if I sent let me all right, hold on, I'm pulling some stuff up. I know this is highly irregular. Yeah, so it's all right, go ahead and entertain the good folks with us today while I bring up the some of our campaign posts here.
okay. Let me
Like do a
entertain
little
you.
song and dance, show people what you look like if you're pregnant.
Dog. Come here, Teddy. Teddy, say hello.
Teddy, come here, Teddy. Teddy. The dog's name is Teddy?
Teddy. Where you at, Teddy? Can you see him?
Oh, yeah,
Teddy.
look at him.
Teddy, show him how ugly you are. Teddy. Teddy. I shaved all his hair off and he's freaking out now. Every time his tail touches his ass, he's like going nuts. He's like, what is that?
What was that? Who's touching me?
Stupid dogs.
So it's it's definitely a thing. That we
oh, it's a new one.
Yeah, this is a new one.
Oh my God.
All right.
I
think Jesse wants to come in too. Let me send him a link.
Winner's Circle.
What are you talking
about? Sports. I just
poor about these girls. What's the matter with you?
This one here is like, why am I doing this? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh well, hell with it. I'm in now.
Hey, metal music and brewski. I mean, metal movies and brewskis. What's up, dude? You can come in if you want. I'll put a link down. Let's see here.
What are you trying to look up?
I'm gonna get Chris in. I mean, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse always adds the logical part to it.
Yeah, and I actually want to get Jesse's opinion on this too, because it's a valuable opinion. Yeah. Let's see here. Chris, I don't hear you entertaining, you bastard.
I'm all my entertainment materials taken up because I can't go nowhere and do anything. I seen a bunch of kids today playing soccer, and I was like, you know what? All of y'all are going to jail. I'm calling the cops. Did you hear about the dude in New Orleans that literally got arrested and went to jail for throwing a second mine?
Are you serious? Oh yeah, but you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I want you to really think about think about what's happening. Like,
I know it looks like a police state. I get what you're saying.
You
Like
gather people together to have a second line, and for those of y'all that don't know what a second line is, it's where a bunch of people get together and you parade down the street playing music and dancing and whatever they were celebrating. It is what it is. But I don't understand, like, like, what about all the other fucking people that joined in on it? Shouldn't they go to jail too?
I don't know. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but the deal is that.
But I want you to think about this for a second. Yeah. Really logically think about it. If the dude said, "Hey, everybody, I'm going to jump off the fucking bridge today. You want to come?" And then everybody goes and jumps off the bridge with the dude. Like, you made that decision. Like, all of those people made that decision to go have the second line. If they all want to catch the thing, then let them. I mean, I just, and I understand everybody's like, oh, well, they'll go out and mess up other people or whatever. But it's the fact of the matter that I'm just really trying to put this in perspective, because there's so many other more things that's killing people today other than that.
Yeah. Jesse, are you in a pool? I can't hear you. Something's up with your volume. I don't know what it is.
What in the hell?
I think he's in a pool, like in a.
It looks like he's at the same place these girls are at.
I think he was in a hot tub, live from the hot tub. Jesse, body. Yeah, no, I'm gonna play a bunch of the Comicsgate stuff tonight. Like, we're gonna go over a bunch of stuff because Comicsgate is basically the new house of ideas. You look at Marvel, what Marvel once was. Marvel was the kind of company. I mean, we're talking Lee and Kirby days, but Lee and Kirby, like, they introduced all these new characters. Like, you had the Silver Surfer, the Fantastic Four. And that's where the term Marvel, a house of ideas, came from. And basically, honestly, personally, I think it was more Kirby than Lee, but whatever. Back in those days, I mean, you had, like, Spider-Man was being introduced and all the greatest characters that are now being bastardized by the current creators. And I use that term loosely. Was created back in those days. So why do I say Comicsgate is the new house of ideas? This is why I say Comicsgate is the new house of ideas. Because of projects like this. And projects like this. And projects like Six Gun Gorilla, Captain Love, all of these projects put a new look on the face of comics. Because each one of them, and we also got a new guy on board. Actually, he's not new. He's back from the 90s. Dan Frega. And Dan he used to work for Liefeld's Extreme Studios. And we're going to go over his stuff too. Let's pull all these fantastic fucking projects up. Cyberfrog. I'm just going to open all of them. Fuck it. And we're just going to do a Comicsgate promotional fucking video and fuck it. That's all it's going to be, dude. Just us promoting the shit out of all of this stuff. And, yeah. So, and like I said in the post, like, I'm personally pissed off that, that the mainstream industry is coming to an end. And mainly because, I mean, there was always hope that you would get a chance to go ahead and work on certain characters. And now that hope's completely diminished. Like, it's gone. Let's see here. I know it's a noob. So noob.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second.
All right. There we go. Okay. And I think this one's still open. All right. Oh, yep. Still in demand. All right. Sweet. So this is why I say that. It's because we got projects like this. It's a variety of things and a variety of different styles. No, there is no house style when it comes to Comicsgate, unless the same artist is doing multiple books. That's the only house style I have. So I tell you what, while Chris is gone, since this is my show, we're going to watch Rockabilly Road Trip first. The Rockabilly Road Trip is still in demand. We're currently in fulfillment mode. You know, I know we haven't closed the project out yet, but everything's been ordered and it's trying to be shipped. So here's the video. And if I unmute it, it would be even better. All right.
Welcome to Rockabilly Road Trip. Rockabilly Road Trip is the story of Nicky the Pipe. Nicky has one special talent. He can build anything. After completing work on his helicopter ride, which he lovingly calls his devil driver, Nicky finds that his life is still missing something. So he focuses his amazing talent on Patches, a bombshell of a driving companion, to complement the look of his demonic hot rod. Oh, but Rockabilly Road Trip is anything but typical. Our heroes encounter chainsaw-wielding psychos in Texas, greaser aliens from outer space at Area 51, and a voodoo zombie infestation at a roadside stop in Louisiana are just the start of the problems our heroes run into on the road trip of a lifetime. In issue 1 of their brand new full-color series, Nicky and Patches battle a mysterious illness that is driving the women in a small Mississippi town psychotic. So come along for the cross-country love story adventure that is Rockabilly Road Trip.
So like I said, Rockabilly Road Trip is still in demand. We're going to be cutting the fat on the perks pretty soon, and but it's still available. We have the double deal, $30 plus shipping, of course. You can get digital. You can get the just the newest issue we have out, the full color issue. It's 22 pages and it's all in color. It's one of the best stories I've read yet, and also got us into trouble. And with that, you also get a digital copy of the 155 page trade paperback, and that's for $15. So it's a physical copy and the digital copy to get you caught up on some road trip history. The Akira sketch cover is also, stretch goal cover is also available now that we've surpassed our goal. Blast from the Past, that's we actually got a bunch of these left, and that's the issue from 2006, the very first issue of Road Trip ever put out. So this is Road Trip. We're probably going to end the vinyl. We only sold 2 of those, but yeah, so that's going to be extremely collectible. There's original art to be gotten there, and a bunch of other things. And Chris, you've noticed this, right? With like all the projects that you've seen that we've promoted so far, with all the people that we've had on before, how many different types of styles and different types of projects that we've shown on here, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's a very impressive group. Like it's not, and to be quite honest, like I was telling somebody else, I would put any one of these books up against any book in the mainstream, and I guarantee our books would come out on top. Like that's just the way it is. It's not, it's because we put a lot of work into it. We put a lot of heart. And we also make sure it's quality from start to finish.
But I got an analogy here.
What you got?
I'm only going to go off of something that I know, personally, and that's cars. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, I took over the World of Wheels back in 2007, and I started introducing the rat rods to the World of Wheels, and I started bringing in like some tuner cars, because people were like really into the drifting thing, and a lot of the older guys got mad at me, and they were like, that's not what this car show is about, this and that. And I was like, and my philosophy was this. I said, if you go back and you look in 1950s or 1956, whenever they started the World of Wheels, all the way to the present, I said, do you realize y'all been showing the same cars for 50 years?
Yeah.
Do you realize that? And they're like, well, what's your point? I said, what's my point is that you're hating on the new kids and the new guys coming in with the rat rods and the tuners and the weird looking pickup trucks and all these other things that you're taking away from the new aspect of it. I said, and if you keep that same mind frame, I said, it isn't going to work. I said, it doesn't, because honestly, my old school is the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I own a Buick Grand National. I don't own a 1955 Bel Air. I'm not worried about your 1969 Camaro. I don't want one. I said, but my era car is the 80s, and so trying to get that through their thick head was like pulling teeth, but it's an analogy. Whereas the comic books, I see the same thing with the older characters, and then you see the new characters. You're like, man, and like the people that's coming up with the new stuff is really good, it really is. I mean, do you see my point?
Yeah, I do, but you don't. But the problem is with that, like, yes, all of the Comicsgate characters are good. I'm not gonna deny that, because the way I like to put it to a lot of people is we're rejects of this industry. We're the people who have a passion for this type of work, but can't get a job in this type of work because our politics don't line up with anybody that's already in this industry. You see, like the people in charge, they hate Trump. So if you're a Trump supporter, you fucking, dude, there's no way you're getting any work in this industry. And if you're already in, you're going to get blacklisted and you're going to be thrown out, because it's like, I like the analogy that everybody lost their fucking minds once he won the election.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, everybody went crazy. Like, it wasn't like, oh, well, I guess we'll try again in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? No, they went fucking completely insane, dude.
Yeah, they went nuts, man.
Yeah. They started rioting. They started doing all kinds of dumb shit. And they never even did it right. They did white people rioting.
You know what? When I was a kid, I can remember, and like I said, I'm not as big a comic, as you guys, but I can remember arguing with my friends as a kid who would win in a fight, Spider-Man or Superman or Batman. And it's like, after 40 years, okay, we've had this argument so many times. It's like, we all know their superpowers. We all know what they can do. And and the kids, and now the other kids coming up, it's like a movie comes out. It's like, well, my kids, when the Spider-Man comes out, and it's like, and then another one comes out, and another one comes out. Sometimes it gets redundant. It's like, okay,
well, that's true. But here's the thing: like, your kids and some of these little kids that are going to these movies now, this is their first time being exposed to those characters.
Yeah,
see where I'm going? So, but then when they're like, that's a comic book, and they try to find that book, they have to go to a comic shop. Now, wait a minute. Now, when they go into that shop and they're like, my kid really likes Spider-Man. Where's the Spider-Man books? And then they like, well, hey, they are right here. But it's not the same Spider-Man they've seen on a big screen. You see where I'm going? Like, this Spider-Man's, this Spider-Man's gay, or this Spider-Man's, a chick, or this, or it's a black Spider-Man, or it's not the one that they're making movies about. You see what I'm saying? Like, we should be going into a golden age of comics, the same golden age that we went into in the 90s, where people were speculating and they were buying, like, they couldn't even measure. They had to measure the amounts of books that they were selling in units. Like, every unit was 10,000 issues. And then you're looking at 250,000 units. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but they're not doing that anymore. Well, I mean, they're not doing that anymore because they're not selling as well, but they're not selling as well because they're not taking advantage of everything that's going on right now. Like, if Rockabilly Road Trip was in the movies, they had TV shows about it and all this kind of crap, how many books do you think we'd be selling?
Yeah, dude, you'd be sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And we'd be cranking out original art. We'd be cranking out, like, fucking alternate covers. We'd be doing everything we could to take advantage of all the media attention that we were getting. Right?
Yep.
They're not doing that. They're using it in a different way. Instead of doing that, what they're like is, this is a perfect time to stand on my soapbox and preach, like, fucking, the Clintons,
Yeah.
political philosophies, or
They went up
Well,
against
what-
politics, man.
feminists, or
What they're
They
doing
basically
is they're taking the fun out of it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just at some point some things are better off left alone, in my personal
Yep.
opinion.
I
Like
hear you.
Preston, you remember the Transformer truck I built that my
Mhm.
son drives that
Yeah.
looks like Optimus Prime? So when I built that truck in 2007, right after the movie had come out. We built the truck as in Diesel World magazine, and it was awesome. And then somebody comes to me, they're like, "Hey, will you do a Decepticon truck?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Why not?" I said, "You're not gonna come over here and rain on my parade. Like, I'm not building your shit." I was like, "Some things are just better left alone." I was like, and really, if you keep messing with it, it turns to just goo. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can only play with Play-Doh so long before the dog eats it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Well,
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I think a
initial-
better analogy would be like if you took that Transformers truck and all these kids liked it, and you were like, "Oh, you like this truck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, all right. Let me preach to you the benefits of being a flat earther."
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So yeah, there's a time and a place for it, and that's just not the place. Yeah, you're exactly
that kid's
right.
gonna look at you cross-eyed and walk away. Is what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so on that, let's talk about the flat Earth for a second. 'Cause
Yeah, now that we got your undivided attention, let's talk about flat Earth.
What do
Anyway,
you guys think about?
what you got?
What do you guys think about reboots?
We actually, that's the only political stance we take in Road Trip is anti-reboots.
Yeah. Because I understand that like you have to like bring things forward to the new generation, But I always felt that like the hard part would be like say RoboCop. You know what I mean? That was made for the 80s. That was about a satirical time. It was directed by Paul Verhoeven. You know what I mean? Then they brought the new one in. It was cool, but it could not hold a candle to the original RoboCop, The hard part, I think, is advertising the old property and bringing that forward, or even like Clash of the Titans. A lot of these old properties, it's hard to bring forth the old one and respect it, but it's just you have to. It's just a hard like line to walk with the whole reboot thing because you have to ignite the property, the IP. Otherwise, it falls into a void and no one knows about it.
Well, that's another thing too, and that's a problem we ran into with Road Trip. Is because Road Trip, we can't compare it to anything that's been created before, or we couldn't at first. We've learned to play that game, but because Road Trip's pretty original, and original, even though it's good original, means that it's somebody taking a gamble. You see what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
If we were to do Road Trip, but we just made RoboCop and just changed the names and we called it Rockabilly Road Trip.
Rockabilly RoboCop.
You know what? That sounds retarded, but still, that would be a better sell than what we're trying to do at the actual Road Trip series, because they would be like, "Oh, it's kind of like RoboCop." Right. I get it. But
I hear what you're saying, man. Like even when I look at your campaign and I'm like trying to like put it against something to compare it to, it's hard. It's hard to like think of what I can say that. So you have to break down the different subgenres of what your campaign represents, and it's fucking awesome, dude. I love the whole concept of Rockabilly Road Trip. I can't wait to get the book. I can't wait to read it. I'm fucking pumped up. I'm amped for it, bro.
As long as we don't have any problems with getting that full color issue printed, I think we'll be all right, because a lot of printers are shutting down right now.
Oh yeah,
and I'm trying to get everything done this month so that I can start mailing out towards the end of the month. I'm adamant about getting this shit done and out of here so that we can get to the next issue. And the next issue is going to be fucking insane. It's going to highlight the Devil Driver.
Hell yeah.
The Devil Driver is going to be more of a. It's going to take center stage in the next issue.
Another character, huh? Like a supporting actor, huh?
Absolutely. Well, the Devil Driver was always supposed to be a supporting character. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to be. It's almost like a main character. It's kind of one of those weird situations with the Devil Driver. It's a unique type of character.
heaven forbid, Nikki gives that one makes it come to life, huh?
Yeah. And it can be like, Chris, are you familiar with Transformers? Like the series, like the movie franchise, cartoons?
All right, so I watched Transformers when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I had the Transformers, and I watched the first Transformers that come out. I was never one that just dug so deep into it,
But you know they're robots, right?
Yeah, I do realize that.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're
So
robots. They're not technically. They're not like they're like energy that comes down from outer space, like from other worlds, and they just kind of take over that piece of
they have
machine.
gay love triangles within the comic series now?
Yes.
Well, you would know about that.
Well, I do, because it was pointed out to me. I was like, that's impossible. They're robots.
Robo-gay, dude. That's
What are you
crazy.
talking about? That's stupid. And they were like, no, dude, it's serious. I was like, that's retarded.
No, wait, you're being serious?
I'm being absolutely serious.
Oh my god! I thought you were
Crazy,
being
man.
I don't have a
That's one on
problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem at all, but robots?
It's
Wait a
weird.
minute, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. You lost me. The robots aren't gay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you have a gay robot? They don't
That's
have.
what I'm saying.
Like,
Absolutely.
they don't
Yeah,
have-
you get where I'm going
They're
with that,
asexual
right?
already. They're already fucking
Yeah,
asexual. I mean, you know what I mean?
Honestly,
Oh,
I'd have a problem with straight robots too, because they're fucking robots.
They're fucking robots.
I mean, none of them have female voices, but I'm just like, I guess they would be gay because it seems like everybody that they're fighting is all a bunch of dudes.
I don't think any type of love triangle has any place within Transformers.
Oh,
And
No,
like,
So there's
Transformers.
so what you're saying is
Should be
there's
like
a new
G.I. Joe and
There's a-
Transformers.
there's a new Transformers coming out that they're making love.
in the comics, yes. It's already out. It's been out for a while.
Why don't you pull that up on your screen instead of them goofy
I'm not
bitches?
going to do that. But it's true. Like it was shown to me. Like they showed it to me. I was like, that's ridiculous, dude. I was like, that's crazy. You know?
I can't believe that. That's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go repaint my
But
truck now.
This is all what I'm saying. This is the same people that brought this whole industry down. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because they wanted to insert all of this stupid shit into something that's a kid's property.
Yeah. And it's not even about selling comics. It's about just selling propaganda politically.
Yeah.
And they don't even care. Like they'll even hire, like allegedly they'll hire different newspapers and different websites to oh, check out my property and then give it a good review. And then when they go to promote the movie of that said character, they're like, oh, well, check out this website. They call it the best selling comic book.
What they're scared
character.
of is they're scared of cancel culture and Twitter mobs and all of this type of stuff. And what that means, Chris is kind of a noob to this whole thing. So
I am
the way
not
it works
nude.
is,
I got a robe on.
so the way this works is say you got Hasbro, right? Okay, now Hasbro is a toy company. They produce Transformers, right?
Yeah.
And Hasbro goes to IDW, and IDW is like, okay, we want to produce a Transformers comic series for kids. And they're like, awesome, let's do that. Well, then you get these crazy motherfuckers, these SJW bastards who are like,
Yeah.
well, we should have some identity politics in there. We should have this in there. We should have, these. And then Hasbro's like, this is a toy. No, we're not doing that. So then they get their Twitter mob.
Yeah.
they
mob on
swarm
HR.
them. Yeah. And they start protesting Hasbro, and it starts this big political thing. And next thing you know, Hasbro's like, just fucking do what you want.
That's what the thing is. They
leave us alone.
need to take a stand and say, you know what? No. No.
Well, actually,
they
were in a perfect position to take a stand, but then you got to realize once you break that company down, who at the top wants to lose their job over that?
Yeah, everybody's afraid of it.
A CEO or something like that wants to lose their job over something like that? No, they're not going to do that because they're making like $200,000 or $300,000 a year.
Yeah, I can understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But it's just like, Man, it would kill me to see that happen. I don't know. It just depends. It depends on how many mouths I'm feeding.
Exactly. You know, or how many Porsches you have.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the Porsches, but for me, it's the mouths first. Fuck me. I don't care about me. I just care about my family and feeding them and supporting them. But yeah, no, I don't know, dog. If it was being by myself, I just say, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not doing this. This is what we're doing. We're keeping it old school. There's a lot of people that want.
That's the way it should be. And if they would have done it, if they would have did that in the beginning, if they would have stayed true to the characters that they have, if they wanted to introduce like gay characters and stuff like that, then produce gay characters.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Make some new ones, right?
That wouldn't have been a problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they didn't do that. And what they did was they tried to pirate other characters and distort other properties, and they completely brought this industry to its knees. You know, here, let's go ahead and watch something that isn't bringing this industry to its knees. It's actually Starblades. It's Kyle Ritter. Kyle Ritter, just so that everybody knows, Kyle Ritter is also the colorist for Cyberfrog, and he's a badass Kyle's also an insanely good artist.
Oh yeah, dude.
Kyle Ritter did all the animation for this thing. So yeah, Kyle's got a bunch of tiers here. It's still in demand, so you can still get it. Starblades. So he's got the Starblades main cover for $50. He's got Starblades main cover sign for $50. The main cover by itself, $25. Kyle is killing it, son. Kyle he's past $147,000. He's almost to $148 for his campaign. And everything I'm looking at just looks badass, dude.
Fire, dude.
Yeah,
I backed that. That was like one of the first campaigns. Like, oh man, because that's kind of what speaks to me. You know, it's brutal looking. You know what I mean?
Well, Kyle already said that he's a fan of 80s cartoon series like Thundercats, Silverhawks, and you can tell by his villain right here.
It looked like Darkseid and like Doomsday and like a bunch of, you know what I mean?
He looks like, what was the character's name? Monstro or something like that from Silverhawks?
Yeah, dude. Look at those villains, bro. Yeah. They're fucking metal, dude.
That looks like Mumra right there, actually.
Hell
like
yeah, bro.
Mechanical version of Mumra.
Because you see the villains and then you see the heroes. They're both like, there's a balance. They both look pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I bought right into it. I was like, this is awesome, dude. I'm gonna get in there.
My funds are limited nowadays. So I can't take the chance on investing on anything right now. This Krabs' legs are in.
I saved up a bunch of money, man. I did a bunch of commissions, and I just been trying to buy up some books right now from Comicsgate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just trying to support the
and I appreciate that too. You know, I know you back both. I think you backed Doc Salem and Rockabilly Road Trip, or was it just Rockabilly Road Trip?
Both, brother. Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
Damn, thanks, dude. I appreciate that.
I want to back everybody, dude. It's just, you know, like you said, it's hard. You know what I mean?
It is. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be real careful. Like, in the beginning, I had some disposable cash, so I backed.
Yeah.
You know, I backed. What was that? It was Shinobi Sasquatch and Death Sworn.
Yeah.
And like the Captain Love. But after that, I was like broke.
It's hard, dude. It's hard.
Got to get those bills paid first.
Yeah, you know I would buy everything if I could. You know.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
On general principle, on spite, I would. You know.
Yeah, it's like fuck you guys. I'm backing everything.
Just because I mean, they're all good, dude. Like they're all like better than the stuff that's in the mainstream right now, as far as I'm concerned.
It is. That's what I keep saying. Like I've been putting out that hashtag, like the new house of ideas, like Comicsgate. You know, and because I think that's what it is. Like this is the new, like when this is all over with and the dust settles, I think we're still going to be here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of comic companies are going to fold. A lot of them, maybe the big two might fold too. You never know. I mean, it's possible. Hell, you never know. They might license out those characters to like Comicsgate creators.
Yeah, they
make money.
Probably will,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I wouldn't say never. No. Yeah.
Yeah. And that would be insane. But right now, we got all these new characters we're pushing. You know, and we're building histories behind them and everything else. So this is where it all starts up again. This is where we put Humpty Dumpty back together. You know?
Oh yeah.
And yeah. So Chris, what's up?
Yep. Oh, I had to go get me another drink. I just have a hard time. I got a new refrigerator, and I keep going to it. I just keep looking at it. And
cheers, brother. I got me some triple right here. Triple Belgium. It's pretty good.
Chris is a hick. He drinks moonshine.
No, this Pinot Noir in my Saints cup.
That sounds pretty smooth.
Chris is getting stuck up in his old age.
I used to work at a beverage warehouse. I used to sell a lot of that stuff. Like 15 years ago.
Especially when you keep it in the refrigerator.
Yep. Goes good with some pasta too.
Does it really?
Hell,
try that.
Yeah.
I used to drink a lot of wine. I loved wine.
That's all you drank when you used to come over here.
Yeah, I know. I went overboard with it. Like I started drinking bottles.
Well, one glass a day is good for the blood. Same thing with 1 beer a day. You see a lot of those old German ladies over in Germany. They drink like 1 beer a day, and they're like 95 years old.
And they look like dudes.
Yeah, but they live though. I mean, it's just good for the heart, good for the blood and stuff.
The problem is when you take too much, you get gout.
Yeah.
I can tell you what.
Yo, Sweens, you want to come in?
Sweens,
you bastard. If Sweens been drinking, it's going to be amazing.
In my 20s, I probably drank enough to last me a lifetime.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my god,
damn
dude.
20s, man.
When it finally hit me is when I had to go get life insurance, and it came back, and the only thing they had to say was like, "Your liver's a little," and I was like, "Damn, I drank too much."
Oh man, it's like in was it Dark Knight Rises with Batman when he goes to the doctor and he has all those broken bones, He's like, yeah, your liver's shot, and and your back's broken, and every bone in your body's broken, and he's like, okay. I like that part in the movie though. I did like that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those. Like DC animated was badass for a long time, dude.
Like 90% of their movies are good, except for like the last 5 years, maybe. I don't know, but they were.
Well, they tried to stay pretty close to the actual source material.
Yeah,
and that's one thing I have to respect about DC animated. I don't know who's running that department, but they wasn't shoving any political bullshit in there.
No,
like it was all awesome,
Yeah,
and now the movie industry, not so much.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I hope there's a Rockabilly Road Trip one day. I would love to see that, dude.
Me too, dude. That's
big budget, low budget. I mean, either way, it could be like a really fun, entertaining like experience.
I think we're going to try the slow build until we get something like that. Like we're definitely going to do the webisodes. Like once the car is done, Chris has his redheaded wig, and we're ready to go, dude. He's got his fake boobies.
You're wearing the wig. You're wearing the wig.
You're going to wear the wig and the boobies.
Like weird science.
No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Walmart. I'm going to take the car to Walmart, and I'm going to do a fucking donut. In the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, and we're ready to go, dude. He's got his fake boobies. Hail Sweens.
Hey, what's up, guys?
You fuck.
Yeah, I mean, that's the appropriate introduction for me. To be honest, just call me a fuck. Yeah,
you fuck. You drinking?
A little bit. Just take it easy. I'm not like weekend warrior it right now, but.
Hey, Sweens, let me ask you a question. Those flips that you've been posting on Twitter, is that you?
Which one?
The ones where you like go running up a tree and doing a backflip and shit like that.
Yeah,
that's you.
Yeah,
dude, that's fucking awesome.
I'm a manlet, dude. I'm a man. That's all I got going for me.
You ever fuck up and like just land on your head or something like that? Or?
Yeah, no, I grew up like in the hood, so like I learned how to tumble and stuff with minorities.
Like while being chased.
I feel you,
Yeah.
man.
Did you say
too, brother.
warties or do you mean woadies?
Minorities.
Oh,
Me too, man. I feel you, swings. I've
Yeah,
been there, man.
I grew up in a trailer park.
I grew up in the I grew up in the projects.
yeah.
I wish I would have grew up in the projects.
There's a lot of kids though, man. A lot of apartments, a lot of kids. You know, you guys run
Yeah.
around, play football, run on roofs, play tag.
Yeah.
You know, get beat up, get jumped. A lot of fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was always like Christmas when we would find like a mattress in the garbage and we'd pull it out, and then like we were just jumping off roofs or like jumping on the mattress from roofs and stuff like that and doing
Hell yeah.
and
Holy
stuff.
fuck,
We
dude.
did the same shit, man. I grew up on the side of the freeway.
Yeah,
I used to dress up like Batman and run down the street, and I had a costume on, and oh man, I used to do all kinds of shit. Then there was like a freeway. We would hop the fence and go over there, and we would do all kinds of crazy stuff.
yeah. It
Chris
was,
used to do that in New Orleans, except instead of a bat signal, he had a penis going across his chest. And he would hand out condoms, like throwing stars. He would throw condoms. Like,
No, what we used to do is go through the neighborhood and you get some dog shit and you put it in a brown paper bag and you stick it on their porch and you light it on fire and ring the doorbell and watch them come out and step on it.
I know all about that.
that's disgusting.
Or
Oh,
take
man.
the sprinkler and put it by the front door, and then you ring the doorbell and you hide in the bushes. When they answer it, you let the water keep the hose.
These are the kids at Comicsgate right here, man.
we had this guy that lived across the street from us. We called him the big retarded kid because he looked like a giant retarded kid, and he was just like a pervert. And he had this big, shady, gray work van, and we used to break into it at night, and we'd all piss all over his van. And then
Jesus
and
Christ.
then we'd see him driving home the next day from work, whatever, and we'd all start laughing because we knew he was sitting in our piss.
He might have enjoyed it, I guess.
He probably did. He went to work with a smile, like, yeah, the kids are back.
Edwin, what's up, Edwin? The Conqueror.
Yeah, I can't even make this shit up. What's going on here now?
Huh? Well, this is entertainment for the chat.
Oh,
This is girls making their daddies proud.
oh yeah. Look at that guy. Oh, that's
It's like a parking lot full of like 30 guys, and she's
Mhm.
like, "Hey, look at me," you know.
It's so sad.
I know it's a bikini contest, but if you threw dollars up there, would that be offensive?
No. No,
No,
can't do
'cause
that.
half of them probably do that for a living.
Yeah, that's how you get their clothes off. Yeah, the fake blowing a kiss and all that. God. Sometimes I fucking hate women.
Well, they beat you up all the time too. That's a problem.
I like
watching.
watching the bikini contest where they fall off the stage because then it's a little more entertaining.
Mhm.
Swain's had his show. He took it down though. He was embarrassed.
Oh
but-
God! Well, no, I couldn't. Dude, if I kept it up, I probably would have had charges against me. Out of control.
He was like, "You faggot!" Falling out of his chair, fucking drunk off his ass.
I would have been hit with a hate crime by the end of that, dude. I don't even remember half of it. The next day, it was still up, and I started playing it, and I immediately my butthole clenched. I was like, "Oh, gotta take this one down." This is
I do that too. Like after we do a show, I'll go ahead and play it back. Like the last show, the first one, I had women mud wrestling on here, you know?
Mhm.
And YouTube is like, you can't do that. So they took it down, right? And it was like, this is taken down because you can't show that. I was like, everything I showed on there was on YouTube already.
What's the big deal here?
So they had to put it back up, but they had to put an 18 and over warning on it.
Yeah, dude. Last time I tried to stream, it was struck down immediately. Like 30 seconds, it was up. It was struck down, and then I tried it again. It went for about 15 minutes, and then it got taken down again.
Did you appeal it?
What's that?
Did you try to appeal it?
Nah, dude. I was way too wasted at the time to even care. I was like, whatever. Screw this.
I went and appealed it. I was like, So I typed in there. I was like, "You can't do that. This is all stuff from your channel. From
You're the source."
Yeah, and they were like, "Okay, you got us."
I'm pretty sure it was someone in their bot army or something coming in and wreaking havoc, whatever. Because there's nothing wrong on it. I mean, it's not like I was out of control saying horrible stuff or anything like
That's
that.
what it is, actually, because that's what happened. A bot. They even sent me a message. They said it wasn't us. The bot actually took it down. Like they said, they don't have as many employees right now.
Yeah.
It's just like this. Like they have a program that's running through there, just hunting down like videos that might be, questionable.
Yeah.
Skynet.
Yeah. Spynet. It's Spynet.
It's the Matrix.
But the last one, like before we even started doing anything on here, we already had 46 dislikes. Before the show even started.
They've been coming out hard, dude, in the masses.
Yeah.
Wait, we've had 46 dislikes already.
On the last one, like the last show. Yeah. Like, but you know what's weird? Like I went and checked it the next day and they had 4 dislikes. So I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know if, right now we don't have 4, we have seven likes, but usually it's fucking, we get stomped, which I'm cool with that too, because I mean, 47 dislikes, that means you're really getting under somebody's skin, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're making a difference.
Exactly. I agree. Hell.
I think it's just the time that we're living in, where everybody's like, oh, don't offend this one or don't offend that one,
Yeah.
And my kids, like my son, my oldest boy, his senior year of high school, they had a friend of theirs that had came out and like, hey, guess what, everybody, I'm gay.
Yeah.
But they were already friends with him. So now, like, some of them were kind of like, damn, we slept at this dude's house. And I'm like, bro, I was like, there ain't nothing wrong with being gay, man. I was like, don't sweat it. Who cares?
Yeah, but Chris, how many times were we alone in a room? And I had no idea you were gay.
So let me finish the story. So I went and ate lunch with all of them one day, right? And we went and we were eating sushi. Well, we went to a Japanese restaurant, and the kid was with him, and he's like, he didn't want to eat sushi. He's like, that's the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. And I looked at him, I said, son, not the worst. And everybody at the table just died, and the kid got up and walked off. My son was like, Dad, you can't say that. And I said, what? I just never say that. It's like, he didn't. I mean, I never even once let up that I was talking about him doing. Sushi was the worst thing he's ever put in his mouth. And I was like, trust me, kid. No, it is not.
That is fucked up, dude.
And then my son was kind of like, Dad, you got a point. I was like, you keep being friends with the kid. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
yeah, but you know what? We get hassled all the time, dude. In fact, me and you try to get under I try to get under your skin constantly.
You do a good job at it.
Yeah, you got to have a thick skin. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, oh, well, don't say shit about me or my, because, let me put it this way. When me and Sweens meet at the CG Con, I'm a actively try to irritate the shit out of I do that now with Vinny.
The problem is it'll work on Vinny, dude. I don't care at all. Like,
that's why I needle Vinny so much, though, because I know it'll work on Vinny.
Because you get a reaction out of it. Yeah, that's kind of like how dudes, act towards each other. That's kind of like how guys bond, is busting each other's balls.
Yeah.
Being
Like if I knew Chris was gay, I would totally fuck with him. I would email him penises. Or vaginas. I would email him vaginas.
If that was my Corvette and them bitches was sitting on the back of it, like, bitch, get off.
See, you gay. You
Tell
gay. If that's what you're thinking when you see the shit stuff on your cars, get off my car.
No, I'm just scratches and ass prints and no time. The chick's like, hurry up, get the interview over. I gotta go back to
yeah. They don't care at all, like at all about what's going on. They're just like,
yeah, but this is a bikini contest. It's not, you know what I'm saying? This ain't like a striptease or anything like that.
They're not all strippers. Some of them have normal jobs and just working their way through college.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, hey Chris, let me ask you, and Sweens, let me ask all of y'all a serious question. Like instead of doing this,
look, the knees, dude, they're cracking the fiberglass. You can't do that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they're thinking about. Hey, you cracking the fiberglass.
Oh my God.
Serious question though. Like on YouTube, they have like the correct way to do a Brazilian. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you think I could get away with showing that on here? Or
they don't show that on YouTube.
Fuck, you've got to try it. Yeah. And
Trust
it's
in
explicit.
the fact that you went and looked that up. This whole quarantine thing getting to you. Like
I was looking up Brazilian bikini contest and that came up. I was like, holy shit, dude. And I'm like, this is YouTube, not PornTube, right?
yeah, remember when Steve-O had a Brazilian done? They waxed his balls.
Okay, Steve-O. He came to Slidell and did a show in Old Town. And this dude stapled his nutsack to a piece of wood. No bullshit.
Oh. Yeah, but what's even more messed up is I saw him live too, and he did the same thing. So he's doing this like every night. Like just
yeah, dude. Like
every night he's just like stapling nuts.
He probably doesn't have any more nerve endings in there.
Yeah, he's numb, dude.
They just
have at it.
You do this all day. What are you talking about?
Get in here.
They should do a where is he now? I know that guy's got to be laid up somewhere hurting.
Steve-O's, he's laid up somewhere with like a bed of money.
Yeah, right.
He's like sober now in like a stand-up, like an actual stand-up, apparently.
Yeah.
But that's a rough living, stapling your nuts to plywood.
I don't know if he's doing that anymore though. From what I know, all I'm retired. You know, they all fucking just got a ton of money and they just fucking sit around and do stupid shit. You know?
Yeah.
Like I think the last time I seen Steve-O was on the roast of Mike Tyson or something like that, and he let Mike Tyson punch him in the eye.
Oh,
yeah.
Like I don't know. That's a bad move right there.
Yeah. I was like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah. I think I would definitely staple my nuts to plywood before taking it.
Let Mike Tyson punch you in the face.
Even an old Mike Tyson?
Brain damage, dude. Straight brain damage, or maybe like your eye get knocked out.
Oh, fuck
Mike Tyson's probably worse now than when he was younger because of the simple fact, number one, he has something to prove.
Honestly, if you see the interviews with that dude, he ain't got nothing to prove. Like he's just like, I'm a family man. I don't want to do this shit no more.
If somebody tells Mike Tyson punch me in the face, yes, he has something to prove.
Well, that's you being stupid. That's you having something to prove. That ain't Mike Tyson having anything to prove. That's you saying, please kill me.
It's done. It's done.
You know he's got old man strength now, man. Old man strength is different.
Have you seen that
about old people?
You guys seen that movie Badass with Danny Trejo? It's based on that guy Vince Vega. It's about this like guy that was like on a basically Trejo plays him, but they made a franchise out of it. But it was a real legit dude. He was a veteran that was on a bus, and some like kid like was talking some smack to him, and he just got up off the bus like, what'd you say? He's like, do, and he just like knocks the dude out.
That was a YouTube video.
Yeah, and they made a whole movie franchise out of it with Danny Trejo called Badass.
Do you remember
crazy.
the movie? Do you remember the movie where the guy just like sitting in traffic? This is from like the 90s. He's
Falling
sitting
down.
in traffic. Yes. And he loses his
Douglas.
shit. And he's just like, screw
Oh
it.
yeah, it's a nervous breakdown. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. I got it on DVD. That's Schumacher. That's Schumacher at his best, and Douglas at his best. Instead of the that's the same director that did the Batman Return or Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
That was a good
Batman and
movie.
Robin was the worst fucking thing ever.
Exactly. But Falling Down.
Is that George Clooney? Is that George Clooney's Batman?
That was Clooney's and Kilmer. But Kilmer was fucking fire, dude. Back in the 90s.
I like Kilmer. Kilmer was awesome.
Kilmer was fucking fire, dude. Matt Mardigan, Doc Holliday, fucking Batman.
Yeah, dude, Doc Holliday was
dude, the Saint. Fucking like, dude.
Willow, come on.
Willow, dude. I was saying like I want to see a fucking Willow. I want to see Mad Mardigan the movie, and I know that he had fucking like throat surgery and shit. I was like, give that motherfucker a beard, dude, and like give him a big ass sword. You know, have him come at it like old Conan. You know how they have old Conan stories like Howard wrote, and young Conan and middle aged Conan. Like, dude, I would totally like take my money for a fucking Mad Mardigan movie, bro. I don't give a fuck. I love Willow.
Well, Kilmer don't look like that anymore. He looks like Teddy Savalas now.
Yeah.
He looks like a dead body that's been in water for like a week.
Yeah,
all those dudes like Travolta, Cage, fucking Kilmer. I like Mandy though. That movie was fucking solid. Last Hour.
So that's your favorite movie? Is Falling Down?
My favorite. This is one of my favorite movies. My favorite movie is tied. It's Conan the Barbarian and Bram Stoker's Dracula by Coppola. Those are my two favorite movies, and they're tied.
What's your favorite movie, Preston?
I'm trying to think. It was this movie with oh dude, I can't think of the name of it. I'll look it up. Go to the next person.
All right, Sweens, what's your favorite movie?
Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, Full Metal Jacket.
Kubrick, classic.
Dude,
got that on Blu-ray.
It's metal as hell, dude. That's like one of the hardest movies ever made.
I am in a world of shit.
That actor is the same guy who played the Kingpin, dude.
Oh, D'Onofrio, dude. Law and Order, dude.
Anything he does, he's good. Like he was in a movie with J-Lo where he played a serial killer.
The Cell, bro. The Cell.
Yeah, The Cell was awesome, dude.
It's the visuals in that movie. Like you can put it on mute and the movie's fucking fire, bro. The visuals, you know? Put that in fucking comic books and commercial art. Shit's sick, dude.
Yeah, I saw that for the first time, like, maybe 6 months ago or something. Like, never seen it up till then. And I was kind of blown away by it. I was kind of put off at first because I was like, J-Lo, you know? But, like, it was still good, dude. It was a solid movie. And, yeah, the visuals were pretty sick in it. So
that's like when I watch movies, I try not to, like a lot of movies, I try not to watch them with the microscope. I could watch them and I could fucking tear them to shreds. But sometimes I just try to look at them and I'm like, entertain me. And I don't really go at it like every little, you know, but I could though. I could if I wanted to, but I try to just watch the movie and just see like, just entertain me. You know what I mean? Same thing when I go to the movies.
What I just saw The Gentleman recently, Guy Ritchie movie, and that was a solid movie. I thought it was fucking entertaining. And I'm like it's hard for me to get into a movie and like, you know, really get into it. Usually, like I sit down and I try to watch a movie. I'm like, I need to be drawn or I need to be working.
Yeah.
I need to be.
I'm the same way, actually.
And
I turn the same way. I never used to be like that. 30 fucking years of my life. Now I'm like that.
Yeah, and that movie though, it kept my attention, and I don't know. There's something about his movies like where it's like bouncing around so much. It kind of like, it like gets in sync with my ADD, where like you know I can follow it, and I don't like you know.
It's like
off and,
yep.
Exactly.
It's got the setup. It's got the delivery. It's got the plot. It's got the heist.
And then all the characters are always over the top and super, you know, interesting and stuff like that. But yeah, that movie was decent. I enjoyed it.
It's about slinging. Oh, Dark. Oh, okay. Alex Proyas, Dark City.
Dude, that shit was that was the bomb, son. I love that.
As fuck, dude. Hell yeah, Dark City, bro.
It was kind of like Hellraiser.
That fool did that. The director, Alex Proyas, he directed The Crow, and he went right on to do that right after.
Oh, The Crow was awesome too.
That's one of my favorites, dude. It's hard to have a favorite movie though. You know what I mean? Like one day
it is.
So I like tied it up with Dracula and Conan. Like
my favorite like crime movie, I guess, would be Heat.
Heat is solid, bro. That's what The Dark Knight was inspired by.
Yeah, he was awesome. Kilmer was in Heat too. Like he was.
Oh yeah, he was.
Shit, dude, they had an all-star cast in Heat. Like he was fucking insane.
And the music was pretty cool too. That like little like electric guitar thing they had going through there was a little. It's kind of original for the style.
Man, I haven't seen that in shit.
Long time,
dude. It's been a fucking fat minute.
Yeah, I got that one on DVD too. I got a big tower DVD.
Another thing too, like movies like Heat, like the color palette they used in that movie.
Yeah,
like I would like to do a comic, like just and use that color palette to go, you know, like in Dark City, the same thing. Like they had that drab color palette. It was just
was
like
cool.
a gothic type of movie. You know,
really cool.
I mean comic.
Did you guys ever read The Crow? Did you guys ever? I just got The Crow.
Yeah,
I had never like I love the movie. Like I watched it a billion times, and I had never got the fucking book. And I always wanted it when I was a kid. They had it at Hot Topic. Yeah, I was a Hot Topic kid. And
I've seen the movie before I got the book, just like you.
Me too. Yeah, and I got it. I got the book. I got it for Christmas. I just got it. It's fucking a piece of art. It's poetic. It's melancholic. It's brutal. It's artistic. It's a work of art. It's sad.
I couldn't put it down, dude.
It's a fucking tearjerker. It's a fucking.
When they said they were going to cast Jason Momoa as the Crow, I was like, that's stupid.
Why would you do that? Like, why would you have this giant masculine, like,
Jason Momoa is too big. Like
it's kind of big. And the movie, the Proyas one, the one Brandon Lee, that one was kind of. I mean, they're different. I actually did a little review on my little YouTube channel, and there's a big difference, dude. Like he's a rocker. He plays in a rock band, and in the book he's a motorhead. You know what I mean? There's a lot of difference, you know.
It's different, but they're still really good. You know what I'm saying? And you get two different stories that are based on the same premise, but really good. And James O'Barr. Like one thing I loved about The Crow, and I tried to pull this over into Doc Salem, was whenever he did a flashback, he painted it.
Yeah, like, it was a different art style.
Yeah, he washed it out in black and whites. So and and that's like, but with Salem, what I tried to do was make it look like an old movie, you know, instead of
classic. Like the horror monster movies. Yeah. That's what I liked about Salem, dude, because you're using Dr. Frankenstein. You're not using Frankenstein's monster, right? That's what Dr. Salem is, right? That's fucking sick, dude. I love that. You know about Johann Conrad Dippel?
No.
So Johann Conrad Dippel is the actual alchemist that Mary Shelley based Mary Shelley's Frankenstein off of. So he was an actual motherfucker that would dig up bodies and experiment on them in Castle Frankenstein in Germany back in like the 16 or 1700s.
Well, that's when electricity first came around too, right? So they were like, it was a carnival sideshow. They'd get a dead body and hit it with electricity, and everybody would freak out. They're like, "Oh my god, it's moving!"
Yeah. and that fool lived there, dude. He lived up in the castle, and they murdered that fool like in the 1600s in Germany, in Castle Frankenstein in Germany. So Mary Shelley and her husband Percy, they traveled there on their honeymoon, and that's when she got inspired to write the novel. And she went to like a writer's retreat at like Lord Barron's house, some dude named Lord Barron, and they all wrote different stories. And Mary came out. She was 18 when she wrote it, and she fucking published it. And she had to use her fucking husband's name because of a whole like sexist thing back in the day. Yeah. That's fucking crazy, dude. I was tripping out when I heard about that. There was a real fucking alchemist in Germany, you know. Bodies and experimenting on shit in the 1700s.
Things like that was part of it, and it was also the same time when they discovered electricity and the effects it had on the human body and shit like that. Like it was all these different things that hit just in the right place. And Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein.
Fucking cool.
Frankenstein's always been my favorite movie because there's not a bad guy.
No, there's not, dude. There's not. I love Frankenstein. I like seeing different movies. I like seeing different iterations of it. Like I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry, dude. I love Boris Karloff, but I fucking love De Niro as Frankenstein. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, I haven't seen that. Oh yeah,
I love that fucking movie. I got it on DVD over there in the back room. Oh man, I fucking love that movie. He's solid in there.
De Niro isn't the most intimidating Frankenstein. That's the only thing.
Yeah, he's kind of small, dude, but his line deliveries is solid, I think.
Sween seems to be killing it.
I'm doing okay.
And I like this because this means we're right.
Yeah,
This means Comicsgate is valid,
yeah.
and we are the new house of ideas.
I can't complain too much. I mean, this is the first book I've ever done. I just leaked out artwork for like a year. Like just dropped it out there and picked up some followers, and then I put it out there one day. I was like, if I get 100 likes right now, I'll launch this book in a week.
Yeah.
And then like Ethan retweeted it. All these people started retweeting it, and like within a half hour, it was like 150 likes. And I was like, well, I guess I'm launching next week. Like, okay. So I did it, and we got it funded right off, like within a day or something like that.
That's fucking awesome, dude. And look, let me ask you a question. Like your character's tongue, like when he hits somebody with his tongue, does it make him like see? Like, is it like a hallucinogen?
So like when you were talking about going into flashbacks and how you change like the style, whenever people are hallucinating, it goes into this like green purplish color palette.
Yeah,
nice.
And, so it's kind of like this dream state, and whether it's a bad hallucination or a good one, it's all about kind of your mental state at that point. Kind of like if you're really taking mushrooms or acid or anything like that, which I know nothing about.
Did you? Yeah, whatever.
None of us do.
Never done any of that stuff. So,
did you see my post about the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, I seen it, dude. Fuck, man.
Did you ever see the Dark
Beautiful.
Side of Oz on YouTube?
No, I haven't.
Well, it's basically the Wizard of Oz with no sound, and it's Pink Floyd like dubbed over.
Wow.
I did that stuff back in college, dude. Yeah, we'd sit there and eat mushrooms.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you do, Swings?
Like back in college and stuff, we'd either eat some edibles or eat some mushrooms and just trip out and watch that because I had it synced up on YouTube.
Yeah.
And YouTube was like brand new when I was in college. So
now mushrooms, that's the mushrooms that grow in cow shit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it can grow.
Hell no.
Chris used to do that.
Yeah,
I'd throw up.
Dude, they're weird, man. It's
That's
just
a sick cover though. That's fire right there.
That's because people are just freaking out, like, oh my god, I just ate something out of cow shit. Like, who was the guy that thought about it, like seen a mushroom growing in some cow shit and was like, say, bro, you dare me to eat that? And then he ate it, and then he started wigging out, and the other guy, what the fuck's wrong with this guy, man? He's like off in another world. And the dude's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna eat me one too, so I can go eat that.
It's like a Mario.
Chris, I'm
It's almost-
some, and I'm not going to tell you about it. And
Look,
we're
it's
just gonna see what happens.
almost like the person that figured out you could eat an oyster. Like you had to be a hungry motherfucker to go pick that rock up and figure out that you could open it. That slimy little thing, and they're like, just suck it up.
hey, it's still
Like
not
you know there was a dare somewhere. Like even a crawfish that comes out that's a mud. It's like a fucking roach. Like somebody was like, man, I'm really hungry, and that thing right there is about to get eaten.
Dude, that's still not as bad as eating a bat. Like you see them eating bats, the bat's like it's screaming. I mean, it's dead, but its mouth's wide open, and they're just sitting there crunching on it. Like, let's get some clothes. Like,
do y'all remember?
Do
Do y'all remember? Like, so you remember when video stores were big, and they used to have these video tapes, the Faces of Death. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I do.
So me and my friend Sydney, he was like, dude, he's like, let's watch it. And I was like, all right, so we got Faces of Death. And that was the last time I ever rented that shit. And I watched them.
Was that the one where they were in the mortuary and they pulled the dude's skin over his face and did what they had to do and then flapped it back and it sounded like rubber all over his skull?
No, this one here. The only thing that I remember
was it the one where they cut the dude's head off and you see his windpipe like still trying to suck air?
Yeah,
no, I don't remember. I probably
was it the one where they put the monkey in the table and they.
Preston's got those videos on his up in his library.
No,
I just remember seeing like some foreign people eating a dog. Like they took a little
I've never
puppy.
seen that one.
I didn't see that one either.
They took it might have been on Faces of Death, but I remember they took a puppy and skinned it. And why I watched this shit, I have no clue.
Was the dog still alive?
Yeah, man, the kids are playing with the little motherfucker, and then they put it on the child. I was like, holy shit, the kids are playing with the dog. Now they're gonna put him on the counter, and they're about to eat this little motherfucker.
Did they
like,
kill
you gotta
him?
be a kid.
Or they took the skin off?
Yeah, that shit was real. In Face of Death, they had that shit at every fucking video store and every fucking, like, a mini mart. You know what I mean? Yeah. Remember all the video stores everywhere? Not just Blockbuster, but Video Line and Video Plus and
Yeah,
all the video stores had them, dude.
Yeah, you rent the movie, you get your Faces of Death, and you get that giant bag of popcorn that they had just sitting off to the side. You go home and watch the puppy get skinned while you're just buttery fingers, like.
That shit's crazy, bro. That shit's crazy for real, though. Legit.
Yeah,
well, they got different. Everybody's got different cultures. Like they got this Lebanese restaurant on Veterans up in New Orleans, or no, Metairie, in Veterans. And my friend Brandon, he has an air conditioner company. He goes there one day, and they're walking out the back, and they got this bag. And Brandon's like, "Hey, what's in that bag?" And he opens the bag, and he looks in there, and it's this skinned animal. And he goes, "You nasty motherfuckers, you're feeding people German Shepherds." And the guy was like, "Whoa, no, this not." He's like, "This not German Shepherd, this is a lamb." And he's like, "Bullshit, you chop the fucking head off, man. You're feeding people German Shepherds." And the only reason I know this story is because Brandon brought me there to eat. And the guy that owns the restaurant, he comes up to the side and he's laughing with Brandon. He's like, "Remember that time you thought I was feeding everybody German Shepherd?" And I was like, as I'm taking a bite, I was like, "What the fuck? What did you just say? German Shepherd?" I'm like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "So you just skinned the whole animal and y'all hang it up in the bag?" He's like, "Oh yeah, we just cut it off." He's like, you like?" And I was like, "Duh." I was like,
I love Lebanese food, dude. I love Mediterranean Lebanese. Somebody brought me to a Vietnamese place, and they had I think it was stomach intestines or something like that, pig stomach lining, right?
Yeah,
and salad. And I was like, "This shit's good, dude."
That's what boudin's wrapped in.
Yeah, boudin. Yeah, we eat boudin. Yeah, we eat some crazy shit down here, dude. I love raw oysters. I love shrimp, crawfish, all that shit.
I will eat.
That's a far cry from a dog.
Dog.
We eat muskrat.
Some oyster.
Yeah.
No, we don't eat muskrat. You eat I don't eat that shit. Just like I don't.
We eat nutria.
Just like I don't eat. No, I don't eat that shit. Like I don't eat fucking frog legs. My son
I don't eat them
either.
either. I can't.
He's like, "Dad, you want some frog legs?" I'm like, "Fuck no, it looks like a frog leg." And he's
they
like,
look too human.
He said it tastes like chicken. I was like, "Then I'll eat some fucking chicken. I'm not eating a goddamn frog leg." No,
that shit's humanoid, dog.
Plus, I think Sweens and Ethan would have a problem with people eating frog legs.
I would try frog. Like, whatever.
I tried it. It tastes good. It's just
what's it taste like, Preston?
Weird. Huh?
What's it taste like?
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. Eat some fucking chicken.
I'll tell you what I really want to eat is fried rattlesnake. You know what I'm saying? I always want to try fried rattlesnake, but there's only a couple of restaurants that serve it in Texas, and I've never been able to make it over there to eat it. Yeah.
I don't mind eating something that don't look like what I'm eating. Yeah. It looks like a fucking frog leg.
So but I heard that tastes like chicken too. So.
Yep.
Eat some fucking chicken.
Dude, I heard there's this turtle in Arkansas where there's all these different parts that taste like different animals. A fucking turtle.
Oh, sea turtle. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's just been around. Because turtles live so long or whatever. But I don't fucking know.
After I saw, was it Cannibal Holocaust? If you guys saw that, yeah, they actually that turtle. They actually kill that turtle in the movie, and it's disgusting. And I don't think I could do it.
I can't. I can't do it because I mean, actually, they've hunted like alligator snapping turtles down here almost to extinction. I think.
Yeah.
Like I think it's illegal to go ahead and eat alligator snapping turtles down here because there's so little of them left.
Yeah.
But apparently they taste really good.
Yeah.
I like turtle soup. Turtle soup's good. You know, I eat turtle soup because it don't look like a fucking turtle. It just
I've
like
never eaten
fucking
turtle
meat.
soup, but you know,
Yeah,
turtle
soup. Turtle soup's good.
I think
Soup
I
is bomb,
tried
though, Doug.
soup. I just
Soup is bomb in general, though. Like when you think about it, like a lot of soups are really good. You know what I mean? Yeah.
This is Sween's cover.
Yeah.
It's a jam cover between him and Ethan, and I fucking love this cover.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Y'all did a really good job, but it's good on another level too because you're not competing with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's what I like the most about it. Like each character stands out, but it's not like your styles are clashing or it's competing with each other either. You know?
Yeah, it's two separate entities on the cover, and it comes together pretty well, I guess. And,
it flows really well. And Kyle killed it with the colors. Like, yeah, he really did a really good job.
Yeah, I was really worried when I first put out the story because I didn't know how people would respond to it. You saw some of my rough drafts of it and stuff.
Yeah.
I was getting feedback all over the place. Like, all the birds started chirping in and telling me what to do and stuff like that. And I was like, at first I took it in.
Yeah, but you were good. You were good in the beginning. Like you,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't change much of it really. I just kind of separated the characters instead of having them overlap. But some people were pushing towards more. And I understood where they were coming from and stuff. And I even drew it out like that. And when I saw it in its entirety, I just wasn't really feeling it. And,
it's best to always go with your instincts, and any, like I like to call it an artist eye because you got to look at it with your artist eye. You know what I'm saying? You got to step back and say, okay, why does this work? And usually your instincts are always going to be on top, like they're going to be right. And you were good. Like you had one thing, just one thing. But once you get other people's opinions, then it becomes a feeding frenzy.
It's like, then you start second guessing yourself and then thinking everyone else's ideas. And like, their ideas work for them, but it's not always going to translate to your work and stuff like that. And, one of the guys did a great layover and saying, maybe you should make his legs go in this direction or that direction. And which, design wise made sense, but it killed the whole like frog leg feeling. Like he's got these big square legs. And this guy was saying like have them compacted in and all this stuff. And it kind of, I like to have my guy's legs wide open,
Yeah, it's your character trait.
Is you're like it's got to be something you're comfortable drawing too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to go with your style. Like that might be good for his style.
Yeah,
right.
It's like Eric Larson's Savage Dragon. Eric's like nobody can draw. Like Jim Lee did an issue of Savage Dragon, and Eric was like, "That fucking sucks. I'm redoing the whole issue." And this is Jim Lee doing the issue. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with Oddity. Like I could do Oddity, but it's not going to be Sween's Oddity. And I think Sween's would have a problem with that because it doesn't capture the character,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of your artistic sensibilities come through in your character, like when you create your own character. And it just wouldn't have come through in some of those poses. But
this is awesome. You got a Sween, you got a Oddity puzzle? Or
this is a kit, like a model kit.
Okay.
That I sculpted it like digitally and had it printed out, and people can buy that. They can either get it, put together and colored by me, or they get it in pieces and they can color it to however they want and stuff. So that's it. We got a few pinups from other artists throughout Comicsgate and stuff.
I like that one. That one's bad.
That's sweet.
Yeah, this is my buddy that I went to college with. He went on to work for Cartoon Network, and
Nice.
he did a lot of designs for Adventure Time. If you guys remember that show,
That was a sick show. That was
yeah, he's a real awesome artist, and that's his take on it. And then below this,
Sweens,
yeah.
Where'd you go to college at?
I went to Columbus College of Art and Design here in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah,
Cool.
So it was hard, dude. It was not easy. I worked with was taught by a lot of really phenomenal artists, and they would shit on your work all the time.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Every week there was someone crying, like their critiques. I mean,
I know what you're talking about. We used to have a chick. Like I learned the hard way. I never went to college or anything like that. I taught myself pretty much, and then I was in art departments after that. And other artists will be brutally honest with you.
Yeah.
But whenever I worked with women, they would always end up in the bathroom crying.
Yeah, well, because they like to do this like upspeak thing all the time for some reason. Like I've had managers that were, or art directors and stuff, and I'm asking them for direction, and they're like, well, maybe if you try something like this, maybe it would work. I don't know. And I'm like, you're the art director. Like, just give me direction and I'll do it. Like,
absolutely.
It's a real simple, procedure here. Just tell me what to do. Yeah. And
that's what an art director's supposed. Well, she's supposed to point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Or he, I was an art director for a short period. But the problem is that most artists don't want to listen to anybody and want to go their own way. But the thing is that they don't realize that if you're working for a corporation, that's no longer an option.
Yeah, there's a whole style to things, and you have to follow that. And you don't get to put in your own flair, on your own work. It's like, this is what you got to do, and that's that. Like
exactly, and that's where I learned to separate myself from the art.
Yeah,
because that's how you become a professional, when you can just let it go.
Definition of professionalism.
Yeah.
Well, I always noticed that whenever me and Preston would do a job like a car for a customer, that the customer would tell me, "Oh, I want to do this," and they would start kind of explaining, and then once I got a feel for them, Preston would come in. And I tell Preston, hey, this is kind of direction we want to go in. So Preston would just start working. And as he's working, I'm like, yeah, well, let's maybe this or that. And then before you know it, everybody's input got put into it. But at the end of the day, it was what the customer was looking for, regardless of what me and Preston thought of it. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I care about is how green their money is. That's
I learned that the hard way. So
and that's it. Like you can have me do penises all over your car. I don't care. It's not my car. I ain't got to drive the motherfucker around. Just pay me. That's it. I'm not signing it. I'm not doing any of that shit. Just give me my money and let me paint your penises all over your car. That's it. They had this black chick, and she wanted 2 naked white guys on the back of her car, like doing this, like one facing this way and one facing that way, and I was like, and they were like, can you do that? I was like, is she paying me?
Are you being serious right now?
Absolutely. I did it for Robbie Lawless.
Oh my God.
I was like, I ain't signing it, but I'll do it.
So that's why he doesn't like you.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh no!
I could care less. I don't care. It's like it doesn't bother me at all, as long as. But I was getting $100 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes more, depending on how long it took me. Like usually,
damn, I never paid you $100 an hour.
You did. Glad. You just don't realize. I would charge you a flat rate, but it worked out to be an hourly, like $100 an hour.
Yeah. You worked 50 hours on something. In reality, it was what, 2 or 3?
Actually, no, I've never had to work 50 hours except for that one job for the Pioneer demo car build off. Like I finished that car in a day, I think. And then the guy came back, you fucked this because we didn't want it this way. So I had to come back and do it again. And then they both started, because you got to understand, and this is one thing I learned from that Pioneer job, is that if there's more than one person that owns that car, you got to have all of them there to approve it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So finally I was like, I'm going to do it one more time, but every last one of you motherfuckers that have input on this car are going to be here while I'm doing it, you know? And finally it got finished. But I got $3,000 for that car, and I finished that in a week.
I got screwed.
Yeah.
And I got screwed.
Because you wasn't in it for the money.
I did. I got screwed. You know how I found out about it? Let me tell you something. Little Korean motherfuckers. I'm going to tell you like this.
Yep. Getting thrown off. That's it.
They were supposed to give me recognition for working on that damn car, and they didn't. And he's so lucky. I'll tell you what, he's so lucky. I thought he knew karate, or I'd have whooped his ass. I swear to God. I was so pissed off. And look, they got first place, and then went on TV talking about how hard it was to paint it. I was like, you didn't paint that, you little no painting motherfucker. Are you be kidding me? They didn't paint shit. It's like me and Preston painted that car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh no, hell no.
And that's why,
Preston, you did that shit on purpose. You just wanted to get me riled up about them little motherfuckers. Now you got me wanting to drive over to Kenner and go whoop his. You know what? I hope they shut down. I really do. I hope they did. I hope that motherfucker is installing fucking U-verse in people's houses now.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. Like, Swings knows this because he worked as a professional artist. Like, it's all about the money. It doesn't matter.
Money.
I never take money up front because I know, like, a lot of people don't trust artists because they're like, well, you're going to fuck me, you know, but I get paid. I get paid to start the job, and I get paid at the end of the job. You know what I'm saying?
Preston, you remember when we built the T-Bucket, the first car that we was going to make the Devil Driver, but we didn't. We ended up making it a Saints car. And you remember Mike McKenzie that played for New Orleans Saints?
Yeah.
He came and signed the car. He signed the dashboard because we did it all in the Saints. And another guy from the Saints came to me. He's like, hey, man, I want to get my car done, bro. And he's like, I'll promote you and this and that. I looked at him. I was like, hell no. Nope, ain't doing it. Nope. I'm out.
Yeah, there's no Saints player that's going to try to trade out promotion for a free car.
You going to promote me to paint your car. Motherfucker, get the hell out of here.
Swings, who did this cover?
This was done by Sashi. She's a South African artist, I believe.
She's good.
Yeah, she did Jawbreakers too, huh?
Yeah, she did. I think she did I don't know if she did a variant cover or a pinup for
Zashi, right?
Yeah, Sashi.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's super professional. Like, I know some people in Comicsgate don't really like her or something like that.
Why?
I think she had a run-in with Ethan or something like that. I'm not, dude. I don't get too into the politics.
Yeah,
right.
Me neither.
Right.
I don't deal with all that shit.
I pretty much keep to myself. And if people are cool with me, then I'm nice with them. Yeah, that's some patch that one of our backers created, and my writer threw it up here for one of our stretch goals. I don't know if we're going to get to it or not, but
yeah,
that's cool, man.
It's okay.
I like the pins. The pins are pretty good.
Pins are cool too, man.
We actually did these. These were made and everything, and because what grown adult does not want an enamel pin, right?
Dude, I can tell you right now, like, pins sell like crazy at cons. You know, like those kids, like, they fucking love that shit. Like $10 a pin, you know?
Yep.
Like, clean up.
Expensive, but yeah, everyone that backs the book, they get these 3 pinups. Of, you know, this one, the one below it, and then the Sashi one, and then they get the enamel pin, and yeah, so that's all included within the physical backing of the book and stuff.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, that's badass. And like you said, this is your first book, right? Your first endeavor in comics.
After this process, like limit your variant covers.
Yes.
Like, maybe have maybe do one if it's not, but that's even questionable because when you deal with the print run, like, they base it off of, like, if it's one cover, then that's one order, and then another cover is like another order, so you don't get that nice breaking point with your price after you get so many. So
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
I think I can get you a better price on single issues.
Yeah, it's up in the air right now. But right now there's a lot of printers aren't going to be working in the next couple months or next month, or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get the orders in now.
Yeah, people are like, go to China. I'm like, I'm not going to China. Like, I would go to China for something that can't be made here ever.
Well, from what I understand, like Print Ninja and places like that might be opening up within the next month or so.
Yeah, I'm not.
But they're going to be back ordered. Like crazy.
I'm not doing Print Ninja. I mean, I'm just completely against China, like altogether. Like,
you think somebody's going to cough on your books before they send it back?
Or sling the characters, like so your characters reprint them and sell them on the black market.
Yeah. No, they're just shady. It's a shady government, and I don't want to support anything over there. Honestly, like I can't. Like I'm not going to do it. So, to each their own. Like if other people are down for it, I have no problem with that. But for me personally,
we had some of the trades were done in China, I think, and we got a really good price break on those. But
yeah, because you had a 4-year-old or 5-year-old making them.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna go with the States, for everything else, for Road Trip and Doc Salem and all that other stuff. There's like it's not, you're not going to get as good of a price, but you still get a good price.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of these places, they don't have minimums, so you can get one book and you're still good because it's digital. It's not offset.
Exactly.
And honestly, what's the difference?
The new digital. Have you seen the new digital? Like some of the new digitals look fucking legit, bro.
Yeah, dude. That's what Road Trip was printed. It was printed in digital, and it looks phenomenal, dude. I just don't.
Yeah.
There was a big difference, but now the technology's caught up, and you can have a digital print, and it looks good. Sometimes even better than offset.
The only thing I've noticed with digital is that the black on the cover is raised.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you almost, and everybody thought that was a specialty item that we got. And I was like, no, dude, it's just, that's the way it's printed. So you can actually feel the texture of the black when you get it.
That's pretty cool though, Just
Yeah.
grab it, and you're about to tear it up and read it, and you're like, oh shit.
Hey, Swings, did you see Sovereign Wolf? It's Ed Winkler's book.
No, I haven't seen this yet.
Dude, you got to see this. Check this out. It's his video. Once I unmute it, I gotta unmute it.
Dude,
I know, right?
that looks
Fire.
That's like fucking metal, dude.
I know, right?
fuck.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's it's the story of the last werewolf. And
Oh wow.
yeah, and
He's got something to prove. He's just going to go out there and fucking rip people's heads off. And
it's from what I understand, it's a bunch of were creatures trying to kill the last werewolf. You know what I'm saying? So
that's cool, dude.
I'm gonna have to go like stand on a street corner and hold a cup or something to go ahead and get some money to back this when it actually goes into funded.
Just go to your local truck stop, dude, and put that back hole up, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Back to back.
I'll get Chris up there. I'll be Chris's pimp.
You'd be a dude.
Put Chris in that red wig.
That looked really cool, man.
It is like he put some money into this. Like I think he's the writer and he hired an artist and stuff like that. And they like right now, anybody who's listening, nobody's listening right now, but the people who will be listening, you can sign up for Solver and Wolf to go ahead and get on the mailing list.
Yeah,
And,
that was sick, dude.
yeah.
Like it's exciting to see this stuff, dude. Like with
Yeah.
skate and all this, like when it first started popping off, like 2 years ago or so, like you'd see some books coming in, and there was occasionally like a really good looking book, but a lot of them were like, maybe they were rushed, maybe people didn't plan correctly, and we're just trying to get.
I've noticed that too, actually. Yeah.
Now there's like, dude, some of these books, I mean, not some of them, a lot of them are professional quality and like visually at least. And I mean,
Well, that's what I was saying on Rage's stream, like, and Liam's. Like, I would put almost any Comicsgate book against any mainstream book, and it would blow it away. You know what I'm saying? Like, any of them, almost any. Like, there's a couple out there that need some work.
Yeah,
but
and I mean, people will get better too. Like your first project, probably not going to be as good as your second.
Nope.
It's going to. Hopefully, you get better. You take in the right criticism and everything, and you grow from it. But dude, like, there's so many books now that are so awesome that are coming.
Yeah.
That are just like, Jesus Christ! Like, there's so much talent out there, really. Like,
and that's another thing too. Like, all I'm concerned about is fulfilling Road Trip right now, and that's, I think, a lot of creators out there. Once your campaign's funded, go into fulfillment. Don't pay your bills.
Right.
Don't do any of that shit. Get everything squared away. And if there's something left over, then you keep that. But get your fucking people fucking fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been posting updates. I've been keeping people up to date. Like, as soon as the Gemini mailers come in, I'm gonna post pictures of that. I'm gonna make sure everybody who backs Road Trip knows that we're doing everything we can to get it fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
And because there's a lot of creators out there, like, they had beautiful projects, but they never fulfilled.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And that's an issue, you know? And honestly, I mean, this is just me, but maybe they shouldn't be in Comicsgate.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's one of those things where it's like, if it doesn't work out, then it either means you got to work harder, or, maybe you didn't promote good enough. And, that's always.
I'm talking about the people that got $30,000.
Oh yeah, there's definitely.
And they haven't fulfilled their
customers. Dude,
Like,
that's unacceptable. Like,
yeah.
There's no getting around that. There's no, you sit there, people are giving you their money that they earned to produce a product. The least you can do is give them something. And then there's these people.
Well, you should give them the product.
Well, exactly. The sad thing is some people aren't even giving them something.
Yeah.
That's the saddest part. Like, it's not like,
I mean, if you're going to be late, that's a different story. You know what? That's why you have updates on your campaign. You keep people up to date. If there's a problem because of the virus and the printers are backed up, keep people up to date. Show them the messages that came in from the printer. Don't run from them.
when I back a project and I see, it's estimated at this date, like that, and then I'm like, probably not going to get it. Then I'm not too worried about it. Like, just give me updates and let me know what's going on here and there and stuff like that. And when it comes in, it comes in. Like, I guess some people, I don't know. Some of these people sit there and they put these projects out there and they're like, well, maybe I'll get it at that date. And if I don't, I'll hide from the world. And then I'll just surprise everyone. It's like, no, like, you got to be professional with this and let people know what's going on with their money and their investment in you. Because that's
what it is. It's an investment. Like, they believe in this project so much that they're willing to go on blind faith. They don't know you from Adam. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're giving up their money, like, to you. The IGG specifically states that they are not responsible if you don't get what's promised to you from these campaigns.
Exactly. And dude, there's a lot of big name creators like within video games and comics and stuff like that that have put out these, really awesome looking projects, and they made so much money off of them and never delivered. Like how
That's crazy.
I don't know how you're okay with yourself.
Well,
Like,
I know, like one of my buddies back, Joe Mads, he had something on Kickstarter like a long time ago.
Mhm.
And one of the perks was a commission from Joe Mad, right?
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
So he backed that because he was like, this is the only time I'm ever going to get anything from this guy, right?
Nice.
So
yeah.
he backed it and he never got it. Like to this day, he still hasn't gotten. This was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Horrible, bro. That's
Yeah.
horrible. I met
He
that
got
guy.
the book. He just never got. He never got the commission that he paid for. You know?
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's not cool at all. Like,
Yeah.
he tells you're going, like, me as a person, when I tell someone I'm going to do something, like, it kind of like sits on me to do that. And
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I won't even tell somebody I'm going to do something unless I'm going to do it. Like I'll be awake at night thinking about it.
that's exact. Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I'll be like OCD about it, dude. Like,
uh-huh.
I'm not going to do it unless I'm going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
You
Now, Chris did promise me a blowjob, and he has never fulfilled that.
this Chris,
Oh man,
Well, Chris.
That's fucked up, Chris. Fucked up.
you just asked out. We run into the same thing in the entertainment business, doing shows where we're selling tickets online. It's kind of the same thing. People, because I'm not big enough to be with, say, with Ticketmaster, so we have to go to like a Uverse or a Universe or these other ticket sale places where people buy tickets expecting to see, certain artists and everything, and then when they show up to the show, I have people that come to the show and they're not happy with it, and then they go online and they start talking trash about you. They want refunds or whatever, and it's like you have to really understand that you can't make everybody happy, and what happens, what I think, my perspective on it, is that what people dream up in their minds and like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And it sounds so good coming out of your mouth, or it sounds so good drawing it on paper, that whenever it comes time to deliver, you're not prepared. They are not prepared, or they get cold feet and they're trying to figure out how to back out of it, or come up with an excuse of why they couldn't come
the
up
difference,
with
the difference between both of those is this. Is that you got people who I think there was one guy that was a major name in the industry. He put out a product on IGG or Kickstarter or something like that. He got funded like crazy. I think it was like $60,000, $100,000, right?
Damn.
Now he just took the money and ran. Like, I mean, it was basically theft is what it was.
Yeah.
Like he took the money and he just left. He was like, fuck you guys, I'm out of here.
That's bad burn. That's bad burn. And no one will ever back him again.
No,
never back him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
is it really worth it to piss off your fan base? Like, what are you going to do? What happens when you go do a show or con?
Yeah.
And these same people who backed you are going to come to your table. It would be, I would come to your table.
Like,
yeah.
$100,000. Like, it's a lot of money, but that goes through quick. Like,
it's not going to last forever.
Exactly. Like, you're going to burn through that probably within a year or two. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Now you have no backing. Now you have no fan base. So,
well, what I try to take in this perspective is is that things happen to people that sometimes they're not, say, willing to really talk about.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the guy that cuts you off on the interstate and you get all pissed off and you don't realize that maybe his wife just died or something bad just happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And last year, prime example. And I know this isn't comics, but I'm going to relate it to some. Last year, I booked Juvenile. Juvenile goes on stage and he gets in a fucking argument with his DJ. His DJ, not my DJ, his DJ. Gets in an argument with him on stage, gets pissed off, and walks off stage. And fuck this shit. And I'm like, I come around back and I say, hey, man, you got to go back on stage. He's like, man, fuck this motherfucker. I said, this isn't what I paid for. Because I'm thinking it back in my mind. I'm like, there is thousands of people out here right now that came to see your ass on stage.
Yeah.
And guess what? If Juvenile doesn't perform, guess who the bad guy is?
Yeah.
Me.
Exactly.
It's coming back on my ass. You know what I'm saying? There's so many unforeseen things. Like even people that do these promotions or whatever, that something probably happened in their life that maybe they're not proud of. And it's like, Preston, maybe the guy's house went in foreclosure. He got $100,000. He's like, house, comic book, house, comic book. Y'all fucked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but in reality, you just ruined your career. Like nobody's ever going to want to do anything with you ever again. But you saved your house. So
yeah, but that's the difference of being an adult. Well, you like, I mean,
well, but hey, man, that's reality. I'm telling you, man, that's like people always go in. I believe that the majority of people in this world are good people. And that's just my personal belief. My wife thinks I'm fucking crazy for that, but she is a lawyer. So we're not even going to go into that. But I really truly believe that people are good people. But I also think that bad things happen to good people and they make stupid, bad decisions.
True.
They're thinking off of the whim, like, okay, I just got $100,000. Now you have $100,000 sitting in your hand. What do you do? Well, I really like this new Land Rover that I bought, and I got to keep my house. And you pay for those, but then you just ruin your career. So, you know, everybody, they take these bad roads in life and don't really think it out. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I know where you're going with that, but it's just, I just can't see doing something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I get bad shit happens. Dude, I'm the poster child for bad shit happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the good thing is, came up where I had to go ahead and either pay the bill or fulfill whatever I need to fulfill. You know what? I can turn to people to borrow money if I needed to.
Yeah. I'll take out a loan or something. And
I would not ruin my reputation by not fulfilling these people's, you know what I'm saying? Indiegogo and Kickstarter, I think both of them now, like as far as Indiegogo, as far as I know, like if you don't fulfill one campaign and you got another campaign going, you'll never get the money from that second campaign.
I'm like in the school of thought that if you haven't fulfilled and delivered your first campaign, you have no business posting up a second one.
That's kind of like that's like you know, like paramount, like common sense. You know what I mean? With the exception of very few creators, you know. Yeah, I agree with you on 100% on that. You know,
I posted a second campaign, but it's a little bit different only because like I share the rights with Road Trip with Chris and one other guy.
Yeah, that's different. Now, it's not a solo.
Here's the difference though, is that I'm making sure everybody knows with Road Trip that they're getting fulfilled. Like, here's your stuff, dude. I'm saying, like,
and one's an ensemble and another one's a solo piece. So it's like, it's two different ones.
But I get what you're saying, and you're right. Yep. You're absolutely right. Like, it would be different if I was like, I got two campaigns going, but nobody knows anything that's going on with the first one.
Miller.
Yeah, like I'm keeping everybody in the dark on Road Trip while I'm trying to get money for fucking Doc Salem. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some scummy shit. I would never do that. But I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, it would be, I'd probably make out better if they had the book in their hand from the first campaign, you know? And I get that. I know you have to prove yourself and all of that kind of stuff.
I mean, I honestly, I didn't even know you had another campaign out. So you had Doc Salem and Road Trip. Those are your,
but Road Trip's kind of over with. It's in demand. You see what I'm saying? Like,
But one of them's already made, isn't it? You've already
Yeah, road trip. Road trip's completed.
so that's different though, dude. Because
Yeah.
you've got a product ready. Like I'm saying, like when people put out a campaign and then
Oh, you mean the project's not finished?
yeah,
Or they're
it's
still
not.
working on it while the project's
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
It's people try to pull that off. Like
That's impossible. I would never do that. That's crazy talk right there. Dude.
well, yeah, it's what we were saying. It's like yeah, it's common sense. Like you just don't do that. And when you said that, I was like, wait a second, I'm missing some piece of information. I knew you already had a fully like printed out book and everything ready to go. So that's different, dude. Like, but I'm saying there's people that have done that before. Now, if you're like a large creator and you already put books out and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, I'm going to like throw out, a poster or, a variant or something like that. That's one thing. But there's people that are like, they're still in demand on a book and their first book's not finished. And then they're trying to do a second book and like pushing
Well,
that.
another good a
Weird.
good creator that does deliver on everything that he puts out is your boy Zach.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's got like 10 campaigns open.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, yeah, he's got at least 4 right now. He's got 2 Psychos. He's got he's got a Pandemic. He's got Jawbreakers.
I think only Jawbreakers and Pandemic is and 2 Psychos. I think those 3 are his, like completely his.
Yeah.
And I think he's sharing the reins with the
Salem.
disposables.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a good track record. So that you can there's a little more leeway with that. But if you're
it's crazy too. It's crazy with Comicsgate too, because like they say with like Adam Post was saying, like, everyone, the number ones always sell. But with Comicsgate, people come back and they like you and they support you and they're buying into you and they're gonna come back and get that number 1, even the number 2 even more. And I see that. Like I'm seeing these like even Downcast with the Sweetcast.
Yeah.
His number 2 is selling more than his first one. And me personally, I'm gonna keep buying people's books, dude. I'm not gonna stop. Like
that's another thing too. Like, Clint is another person, like kind of like Sovereign Wolf. Like he makes sure that art is on point. You know what I'm saying? And he's a writer too, so he makes sure the story is on point.
Yep.
And that's another thing too. Like I know Clint's not an artist; he's a writer. But I noticed like with Comicsgate, there's a lot of artist writers. Like I know Sweens is an artist writer. I am. There's a bunch of us in here.
Me too.
Yeah,
I am too, bro.
I'm a writer, but I hired on a writer for this book, and he took on the writing responsibilities, but he also does a stupid amount of promoting, and he's always on shows, and then today, like all of a sudden, I've got like an article in Bleeding Fool, whatever, and I didn't have to do anything for that. Like all of a sudden we got an article and there's exposure and stuff like that. So it's awesome to have that. But,
sweet.
I just had the story like laid out kind of, and me and the writer just went at it and he took over. So
what's the name of your book? Metal Movies and Brewskis?
What's
the name of your book?
Butch Cleaver.
Butch Cleaver. Yeah.
Butch Cleaver.
And I'm in pre-campaign mode now. I'm just trying to get as many like subscriptions as I can.
Well, now it's a sweet point. Like you really want to be in pre-campaign and going into campaign about right now.
My book's done already too. It's already completed. I'm working on
any later in a year.
Dude, start like just like putting out the artwork and letting people see, a few of the finished pages, but a lot of promotional art and stuff like that, and like, get some eyes on it.
Hell yeah. I was thinking about launching on my birthday. My birthday's 7/11. I'm gonna be 37. We'll see how it goes, But I'm just trying to build a pre-campaign now, and we'll see what happens, But my book's already done. I'm looking at Mix'em. Everyone's talking about Mix'em. I don't know if they're gonna be.
That's the printer that I'm going through.
I actually I got my first issue right here, so it's like it's ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do great work, dude.
I actually printed my first issue in in China with Print Ninja.
Is Mixum a local printer? Well, I mean, not local, but it's
some of them
in the
yeah.
States.
Yeah, they're based out of England, I believe, but they have like, shops in like Chicago, I think, and a few areas throughout the U.S.
How do you spell it? Mix
AM, I believe.
AM. Mixum. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look them up because I was going to go through either Kablam or one of those guys.
Sorry,
I was thinking about going through Comics Wellspring too. I've got I went through them a couple like once or twice too. They're pretty cool people, but their prices are kind of high. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, dudes, I gotta roll out. I got kids screaming upstairs. My wife's losing her fucking mind, and I gotta be like a father for a little bit.
Well, I'm gonna have to head out too. I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna play Doc Salem, and we'll call it a night.
All right,
going on 2.5 hours.
Guys, I enjoyed it, and thanks for giving me a little bit of shine up here. So, guys, take it easy. All right.
That's because you're sexy.
All right,
we're hanging out during the apocalypse.
It's my only social interaction right now, man. Thank you.
Don't talk on any comics.
All right, later.
See you later. What the hell happened? Shit, it's not playing.
This YouTube banned your ass.
Probably did.
Talking about dude sucking your wiener and shit.
Dude, how dare you? How dare you? Huh? That's weird. There it goes. All right. I don't know. It's crazy, dude. Like this whole thing that's going on is crazy with the industry. Like I'm pissed too, dude. Like I'm not letting these guys get off easy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I feel sorry for you, but like, dude, they like ruined. They
No. I don't feel sorry, and I'm not going to. And fuck those dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like they're so like evil, dude. Like oh my god.
That's the new thing that's going around though. Like they're like, it's mean to go ahead and laugh at these people because they lost their jobs. They did it to themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
they did, dude.
It's like that dude who worked at Burger King but decided to take a bath in the sink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I remember that.
Do I feel sorry because they fired him? No.
Yeah,
he took a bath in the sink. Yeah, it happened. He put it on YouTube.
I remember that, dude.
And that's
chilling in a three-way sink, right?
Yeah,
that's why I don't eat fast food.
And he's bathing and all this kind of stuff, and they had to get a professional clean. It cost them $3,000 to clean the whole place up.
You gotta go in there with that suit on, like clean everything, CDC and shit.
Yeah, dude, like that was some crazy shit. And I'm like, what did you think was going to happen?
Exactly what you're doing right now, talking about it.
Dude, whenever I go eat out anywhere, I treat people with like extra respect. Like I put the like respect mode on, like, you know what I mean? Because you don't know. You ever seen that movie Waiting? Like, dude, you don't know what they're gonna do to your food, dog. Like I'm like, hell, thank you. Even when I'm in the drive-through, like you don't know what they could do to your stuff, dude.
Look, I worked at McDonald's when I was in high school, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't eat that place. I have to be starving my ass off to ever eat at McDonald's.
Well, that's how I am about Shoney's. Like I don't touch Shoney's because I used to work there.
There's a Shoney's still open.
I don't know if they are, but I remember when I worked there, like they had one of the people in the back said, "Y'all got to break down the front, right? Like the breakfast buffet was up, and they're like, y'all got to get rid of all that." So everybody, they went in there, they took everything down, and they threw it in the sink, right? And then the manager comes out there. He's like, "We still got 30 minutes of breakfast, so you have to put all that shit back out." So they took it all out of the sink and they put it back onto the out for people to get.
Oh man!
And then it gets worse, dude.
Yeah.
Like somebody sent their food back. They're like, "No, this wasn't supposed to be breaded. The steak, right? It wasn't supposed to be breaded. It was supposed to be grilled."
Yeah.
So they hosed the steak off in the sink, the one where we wash pots, right? Yeah. And scraped it off, and then put it back on a grill, heat it up, and then sent it back out.
Oh wow!
Yeah, dude. I don't touch Shoney's. I know what happens back there. If I can't see you making my food, I don't want it.
Oh man, no, it's real, dude. It's fucking real. That's why I'm always treating people with respect. Because, dude, I ain't gonna lie, I eat fucking McDonald's. I love McDonald's. I eat out a lot, dude. Just because, like, I don't know, like
but you can
I
see
work
them
right
making your food. You
Well,
know what I'm
you know,
saying? Like,
I don't even try to mad dog them too much. I kind of look at them a little bit like, just so they're not fucking with it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I told a guy today that I was working with. He said, "Hey, man," he's like, "I'm gonna go up to the gas station and get something from there. You know, they got the little deli at the gas station." I said, "Go ahead." He's like, "You want anything?" I was like, "No, man. I brought my lunch. I got a little sandwich, you know, and shit. I'm good." And I told him, I was like, "Bro, I was like, do you realize, like, if you eat that shit every day?" I said, "You got a Red Bull this morning, a cup of coffee, then you're eating lunch there." I said, "You probably spent $20 at the gas station today." I said, "That's $100 a week. That's $300 a week you spend in a freaking gas station."
Chris, since I started working for myself, I've realized that I don't spend any money, dude.
Nope.
Like, at all. Not on gas, not on anything, dude.
You know what I've
Like,
been
you
eating
can-
for the last 5 years for lunch? Peanut butter and jelly
Yeah.
every day.
Whatever's in the refrigerator.
every
That's
fucking day. And I come home and I eat some of that hummus, some of that Mediterranean bean dip,
Oh, yeah, that shit's good.
scoop
Yeah, I like
of
that.
celery or carrots or potato chips. But that's
Yeah.
it. I've been eating that for 5 years now. It works.
Dude, I just can't eat. I can't eat out every day. I mean, like, you just,
I used to watch people do that. Like, they would
it's so
Yeah.
much.
eat out every day, dude. And I'm like, fuck that, dude.
So
I can't
much.
afford
Break it
that. How do
down.
you afford that? And that's when I was making good money.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm
It's
not.
like $40, dude. If you got like a family of 4, it's like $40.
Oh, it's a
30 to
car
$40.
note. It's almost a car note every month. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
it's crazy, dude.
And it kills you.
Yeah. It's nuts. All right, we're gonna
I
play
go-
Doc Salem, then we're gonna cut out. Because that's what we're doing.
You know the story. A mad genius, an unholy creation. The world, of course, remembers the monster, not the man. But sometimes, when you look closely, there's more to a tale. Sometimes the monster is the man. This is the story of Dr. Salem, Monster Hunter. Dr. Victor Frankenstein endures life-threatening wounds inflicted by his very own creation. His trusty assistant Igor injects him with the elixir of life, which puts him in a state of suspended animation. When he finally awakens, many years have passed and times have changed. The world that he knew is long gone and the tables have turned. Now monsters have emerged from the shadows and taken over. Victor Frankenstein finds that he is one in man due to the devastation his creation had wrought. To make amends for his transgressions, Victor assumes the guise of Dr. Salem and hunts down rogue monsters. This new and exciting series, created by artist and writer Preston Acevedo, is a 52-page graphic novel that combines Lovecraftian horror with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein to give you a fresh new look into the world of classic monsters. So join the Doc Salem army and help Doc Salem bring peace and balance to the world, one monster at a time. Thank you for your support.
So Doc Salem is live on Indiegogo, and I have a bunch of different tiers for you. But the best thing about this is that if you decide that you just want to get one of the I'm a Collector's perks, which is one of the covers, you can add on any of the other alternate covers to it, and with no extra shipping. The only thing that you can't do that with is any of the art tiers, because the art tiers are they have to be mailed out completely different than a book. So, yep, this is Doc Salem. Check it out. You might like it. And that's it. Thank you, everybody. And